The first commandment: I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. So it's saying that when we attain that state of total connection to each other, of realizing that fullest measure of love your friend as yourself among us, what we realize together with that, in full attainment, perception, sensation, is that there is one force in reality. One force, and it brings us out of the land of Egypt, meaning our egoism, out of the house of slavery, meaning we feel that we're liberated from that egoistic sensation of reality that brings us, at the end of the day, even though we think that we're going after all kinds of enjoyments and pleasures, we're tricked because it's always leading us to a point where we're never able to be truly fulfilled. And at the end of the day, only suffering ends up mounting more and more and more. And so, and when we realize that we're like a slave at the end of the day, if you look at us from the side, where it's like someone's dingling a carrot in front of us all the time, and we're always trying to grab it. And sometimes we might grab it, and then the moment we grab it, it's almost like it disappears from our hands, and there's another one dangling there. And this is our reality. We're like, this is the reality of our world, of living in the ego, the house of slavery. So when we discover the liberation from that, we actually discover the full perception and sensation of a single force, that force that the Kabbalists call God, Creator, Nature, which is defined as a force of love and bestowal, love, giving, caring, which allows us to care for others as we naturally care for ourselves, and which brings us out of that sensation of this separated, divided self from others. So this is the first commandment. The second commandment: you shall not make for yourself a graven image, nor any manner of likeness of anything that is in heaven above, that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. So, simply put, don't imagine, don't fantasize, don't try to put any picture in your head of anything but this one force of love and bestowal that dwells in our connection. If we exert to connect and reveal in practice this one force of love and bestowal, then that's what we will get. If not, then we'll go for other things, and we'll perceive a multiplicity of forces. As you can see, even with these first two commandments, it's impossible to keep these in our world, because naturally every single thing that is in our world, the very perception of time, space, motion, is against the notion of perceiving and sensing only one force. Even the fact that we are born and we grow up, there's at least two forces in action, because there's always something and something else that's resisting, and change is a result of two or more forces. So you can see here that it's already impossible to keep these first two commandments simply at the level of perception of our world. But the Kabbalists say that when we rise in this perception through focusing on that central point of love your friend as yourself, and connecting to one another in such a way which gives us that spiritual elation and inspiration, and eventually brings us out of that slavery to that egoistic quality. So then we do in fact perceive that there is one force. We gain access to that sensation of eternity, harmony, wholeness, and these two commandments play out for us in practice.